Hey guys, and welcome back to a Warcraft video. I haven't done one of these in a while. But we're going to be looking at some of the stuff on the 8.1 build for Battle for Azeroth, and there's a lot of cool stuff. A lot of it being text. We've got text for Siege of Xal'atath, Sarah Moon Warden, but the one we're going to be looking at, and this is kind of stems out from a video Accolonn did, where he's, kind of says that Xal'atath is back, but the broadcast text. So, we're just going to kind of go through this point by point and kind of break it down. Alright, so, we find Xal'atath. She's locked in a chest. Not true. My priest still has her equipped because I haven't leveled my priest up yet. I think my priest is maybe 101, something like that. So I pretty much go on my priest for disenchanting and whatnot. So we find Xal'atath. She's locked in a chest. This is abnormal. Oh, the Black Blade of the Empire? Yes, I did come across it recently. Well, I suppose I should let you take it away from here. I think it might be the cause of all this, or at least it said it was. Did I mention it spoke? Can I take Xal'atath? It's very important. So, it seems like either we're talking, like maybe someone found it, and now we're kind of getting it back, or it's now in possession, because it says Xal'atath seems to be in the possession of someone named Tanatoa. So I don't know if it's a boy or girl, they might be the one talking to whoever it is saying, yeah, did you know it spoke? So, Abrupt Gesture, clicks Enrage, and casts a dark spell at Xal'atath, clicks angrily, gestures and make an odd whirring sound, shakes his head and clicks at Xal'atath. I'm a tad busy now. Where's the dagger, Xal'atath? I locked it in that chest. It kept talking to me. Those pesky blades always talking. We uncover Xal'atath and decide to reawaken it, which we know it's now kind of dormant because of all the power. It's Sargeras's power. Now I have to find it, but there were parts where I think there might have been quest lines or something, or scenario, where there were interesting names like Into the Dagger, or I think one of them was Zal Free or Zal Escapes. So either Xal'atath's power is going to be awakened, and that we're the ones who help her, or she actually finally comes out of the blade. Which we might see, we might not. Let's kind of keep going down, because this is new for me, and because last time I didn't find that much. So, but we uncover Xal'atath and decide to awaken it. Xal'atath, a fascinating weapon. I heard tales of its exploits. A pity how it lies dormant, but anything that slumbers can be awakened. This blade is more than a dagger. It is a torch that shall light our path forward. Which goes back to one of the things that Il'gynoth said, 5 torches to light our path. They're saying that this blade is a torch of sorts to light our path. So a lot of the things Il'gynoth said are probably going to be coming to fruition soon. Find me at the precipice of oblivion. There we will use the relics to finally turn the tide with N'Zoth and his minions. Now, it's not saying who is talking, but these are just lines that have been data mined. The person that convinced us to find Xal'atath actually wanted to empower it. Wanted to do it to empower N'Zoth's army. To have waited for so long, I can feel his rage, his hunger. The Black Empire will rise again. Yes, it has brought the elements here, and something else. These items I will take. It will take time to bring the darkness to light. Fathul, handle it. I'm guessing Fathul is minion of the old gods, or at least N'Zoth. You may keep your offering, it may amuse him. When we depart, our pact is ended. Cross us before our God, and the echoes of your broken soul will ring through the ages. Sal awakens, offering something to N'Zoth to break her prison. Hear me, N'Zoth, I bring you a gift. In exchange, break the final seal, release me. As you wish, I have chosen wisely, mortal. By coming to me, you have opened yourself to great opportunity. Your name shall be known in the Black Empire. We will speak again, soon. Zal is released from her prison dagger, so it sounds like she's now in our world and not just in the dagger anymore. I can feel this world writhing in pain beneath my feet. I can taste your fear on my tongue. You gave me this. The sword loosened our seals, but your blind trust gave me the power I needed. So, it seems like what Accolonn said. He said one of the things was Sargeras wasn't going for Azeroth herself. He was going for the old gods. But by not being able to complete what he had started, that was a victory that went unnoticed. We thought he was trying to stab the planet and kill Azeroth, but in fact he might have been trying to kill the old gods, and we stopped him, allowing the old gods to kind of break out of their prisons, because had he been able to plunge that sword all the way through, yeah, it would have destroyed the world, but it would have destroyed the old gods, which is what he was after. He didn't want Azeroth to be corrupted. Next we have a bunch of old god fancy schmancy words. Anyone who likes Lovecraftian lore knows that they have a habit of having this very kind of like a kind of language, like a Murloc. A lot of M's, a lot of L's, a lot of N's. I'm not even gonna do that. Now we have text. Don't know who it's from. In this part, it looks like it might be Zal talking directly, or this might be this part. I don't know. Pay the price for your defiance. Kneel before your true master. The flesh was weak, unworthy. Your dream is ended. They were tested and found wanting. They were not the ones you sought, master. We will find the others to light the way. Open the way. I thought it said light the way. Master, they are worthy. All shall be awakened. Blood tide rises. I am. I'm guessing they consider themselves the blood tide, I guess. His eyes behold every truth, every unnumbered crime. Ny'alotha, a city under the water, possibly, but a city that's said to be, house unnumbered crimes. There are certain words that they use, and I don't think it's a coincidence. So, unnumbered crimes. We've heard that term before, with the puzzle box of Yogg-Saron talking about Ny'alotha. His devoted outnumber the sands, the stars. His gaze falls upon every path, every dream given form. Taste his true power. All glory to the master. His glory is awakened. Aid your faithful servant, O mighty N'Zoth. Ah, you think you know power. The storm holds strength, but there's a price to be paid. Harness your fury. Make your hatred a weapon. Children, the depths are my domain. Deeper, ever deeper. Now, children, the depths are my domain. It sounds like it might be a Jara, or we might be talking to N'Zoth directly, but it's one of those two. It's got to be one of those two, because both N'Zoth and Ajara consider the seas their territory. They're masters of it. Let the tides draw you into my dream. So we might be talking about N'Zoth, because it says, in the ocean, or, he lays dreaming. At last, embrace the truth of shadow. Yes, you draw closer, ever closer. With every choice, you become more my servant. Mere baubles decay beneath the gaze of a god. Wither, kneel, obey. Yes, you are indeed the ones I seek, the ones to turn the tide. receive now the greatest of all gifts. My dream has become your own. The circle of stars made flesh. To find him, drown yourself in the circle of stars. Like I said, the words are very carefully chosen. There are things where with Il'gynoth said the boy king, and what has most of the people who despise the Alliance called Anduin, they call him the boy king. We see another huge phrase here, circle of stars. Like I said, Il'gynoth, to find him, drown yourself in the circle of stars. So the circle of stars made flesh. She will show you the way. Come, come, the hour approaches when all eyes shall be opened. Alright, this part seems to be Xal'atath directly to the player. So this is Xal'atath talking to us. The universe opens before me. You may want to pray that our paths don't cross again, and yet for you, I have something you have never I have something you never would have known to ask, a gift you so richly deserve, my champion. Know that you did help to stop those paltry invasions, and by that, you have now opened the door for something bigger from Nazjatar. So I think in a sense she kind of respects us in a way, in her own weird, messed up way, because it's like every person we face, we've taken down a god of a titan of death. So it's like, okay, these guys are pretty strong, but she has a habit of leaving people. Sometimes in the middle of battle, like you'll be fighting with her, and she's like, "Nope, I'm out of here." Zal enjoys talking to us. Strength failing. I need blood, souls. I realize it may be disconcerting to converse with a weapon, but be at ease. I only want to help you reach your full potential. Why? Just recently. Wow. It's just 8, so now it's all like clogged in my throat. Just recently I assisted another mortal hero. We defeated the Legion and saved Azeroth, and it's how I came to be so weak that when I called out to you. That priest proved short-sighted. You, though, I sense you are truly destined for greatness. We will accomplish remarkable things together. You and I, magnificent things. Which, that also, magnificent. Azshara has a way of saying that, but we know Azshara is not inside the blade. Of all the words they chose, magnificent, because if you think back to Azshara, the short for it, you know, what did she say about N'Zoth, and then the final words we heard her say at the very end, magnificent. So maybe it's just a way to connect these people together. I don't know. Magnificent things. Yes, it's been far too long. This body is so delicious. I knew you were right. I knew you were the right choice, such a splendid hero. We will accomplish remarkable things together, you and I, magnificent things. We will make such a magnificent team. Again, constantly using that word, magnificent. The blood of those who are touched by us, it's so much sweeter than anything else. Help me. Keep me close. I wouldn't want to lose you. I have always admired you, my champion. Well, it's more like, I have always admired you, my champion. I'm pretty much sure that's how it's kind of going to say. With some text lightly, priest only. How glorious it is to be renewed. I was about to say removed. I haven't forgotten your callous use of me in Xal'atath. I am glad we could spend time together again. You were always my favorite. Which goes that when she's talking to whoever she's talking to above this, she's obviously manipulating. She knows what she's doing, and she wants you to feel as at home with her, so that when she finally does leave, it comes as a shock. It's like, I thought we had something together, Knaifu. The last quote seems to be from someone like Magni. Another old god awakened. This does not bode well. Our world is already suffering. The wound in Xal'atath, the war. So, now, I have a theory, and this is kind of out there. It may not be true, it probably isn't, but it goes back to something that we've already seen. Xal'atath, I think she may not actually be a she. I mean, we know in World of Warcraft, there are women who are very influential, and they use this kind of persuasion. Also going back to Ajara, as I said in my Ajara video, she is very much a sexual character. I'm not saying sexual as in, oh yeah, she's getting it on with everyone and they're having orgies in the street. No, when I say sexual, I mean she understands she's attractive. She knows she's attractive. She knows people will do anything for her. She uses what she has. You can see by how she is dressed. It's a classy looking dress, but it's very revealing. And she knows this. I mean, like I've said, she is known as the light of lights. Anyone would give an arm and a leg just to be in her presence. So she knows what she's doing. Xal'atath. And this is where I say she might not be a he, because there's been another old god who's taken the form of a woman before. I'll give you a few seconds to kind of think of who. Xal'atath. Before we even see Yogg come out, we're introduced to Sarah. Who is Sarah? Sarah is a female Raikul avatar that Xal'atath has assumed so that he can talk to us, so he can kind of cast his spells. But all the while, it's actually Xal'atath. He just chose to be a female because it draws people in. It's like, oh, a female needing help. What could be wrong with that, right? So, Xal'atath may not be a she. It might be just a ruse to kind of lure us in. And honestly, I hope that's the case. I really do. Because if they do that, Blizzard, it'd be like, yep, guess you guys didn't see that one coming. Now, don't hold me to this. Obviously, it's just a theory. But I think that Xal'atath, if we can have an old god, because I think she's an old god. I think they decided to imprison the old gods, but then they were like, let's see if we can imprison them in weapons. You know, having them in weapons might actually be easier and safer than having them pretty much in the planet where they might possibly bust out. It's like, if you're in a weapon, how are you going to bust out? So they might have imprisoned her. We know there might be 5 old gods. I mean, for the longest time. It's like 4 old gods, 5 old gods, 4 or 5. So I think they're confirming that she is in fact an old god. Now, if there's a female old god, great. That's great. I mean, after a whole wiener fest of, you know, male old gods, you know, it'd be nice to see an evil woman old god. Now, I know people say, well, they don't have genders. Yeah, they do. Just by the voice. If they were like an androgynous kind of thing where you don't know male, female, it'd be like a fusion thing. You'd have a male voice, female voice, and they'd be synced together, so you're like, I don't know. But no, the old gods are clearly male. Xal'atath, her voice, clearly female. But, as I said, Xal'atath has done this to us before. He's taken the form of a female. He's not really a female. So I think we're being tricked by Xal'atath to lure us into a false sense of security, to help him, and then it's going to be revealed that it's been a dude this whole time. Because really, think about Warcraft. The main villains, like really the huge villains, I think you have Ajara, who is like one of the only mainstay female villains right now. Everyone else has been male. So yeah, I'm all for the female old god. That would be, I mean, what would a female old god look like? I mean, probably just like all the other old gods. A lot of eyes, a lot of tentacles. But yeah, I just think that it's going to be revealed that it's actually a male, and that's kind of changing the voice. But I I don't know if she's good. I don't know if she's bad. She's kind of like in between right now, because she respects us, yet she doesn't. God. But going back, is there anything else? No. Yeah. Remember, this is a faction war expansion. Exactly, because none of this matters in the slightest. It's all, you know, it's just faction wars, you know? But, what do you guys think? I think she kind of offered something to N'Zoth because he had the power to bust her out, but I don't think old gods particularly like each other, because you gotta remember, they are trying to conquer the planet, but it is kind of a power race. Whoever can do the most. If you can take over and you have the most minions, you're going to win. Yogg-Saron, he's pretty powerful, but he's kind of chained still. Cthulhu is lying dormant. Y'Shaarj is dead, and N'Zoth is about to bust out. So perhaps she's going to help us take down not Yogg-Saron, wow, N'Zoth. Because one of the other things that the thing said was empty ocean. Maybe empty because N'Zoth is no longer master of it. Perhaps she's the one who raises Nazjatar. This is what Accolonn said. So, but I think that it is a power struggle, and I think they refer to each other as brothers. You know, my other brothers. But it's not like they brothers as in like, oh yeah, I love them. No, they could all die, and you know, the one old god surviving wouldn't care in the slightest, because then they have a mission and they aim to do it. If you die, it's like, oh well, they were just an arrogant fool who deserved it. It's not like, oh man, Y'Shaarj was my favorite, he was so nice. No, it's like, well, he was the weakest of all of us, so he deserved it. So I think they refer to each other as brothers, right? My fellow brothers, or my other brothers, or something like that. I remember seeing a line or something where old gods were referring to each other as brothers, which also gives, if they're called brothers, then obviously they're male. Anyways, yeah, Knaifu's back, and I think if Knaifu is revealed to be a male, it's going to certainly put a damper on some people's, Rule 40, Rule 31, 41, whatever. I mean, actually, it's going to be knocked down a bit, so it's in the 40s, it's going to be knocked down to about 30. Possibly it's going to be like Rule 21. It's like, kind of there, but it's like, okay, it still has a sexy voice, so I can still make fan art about it, but dude looks like a lady. Anyways, so it seems like we're gonna have to get the dagger back. It might be a scenario, hopefully. It might be like a quest line, and then it leads up to a scenario where, in the scenario, that's where she finally busts out. Yeah. I think she knows what she's doing. She's using N'Zoth to bust out, even though she has no loyalty to him whatsoever. She's using us, obviously, even though she does have some kind of respect for us, it seems. Anything else on here we could actually talk about real fast? Mechatoroc versus Gallywix. Let's see this Dark Ranger armor. Because I was actually going to look at this, but left datamined, blah blah blah. Dark armor, or Dark Ranger armor. See, that's the one thing about troll stuff I'm not really fond of. I mean, it's very basic looking for the most part. Shrine staff, Sul'Dazar dagger. Forsaken polearm. You know, it's very primitive looking. It's got spikes, and I mean the blade's cool. I like that whole like molten, you know, rock look. I always love weapons that have like a molten look to it, just because it looks like you have the power of the earth in your hands. But I mean, they're pretty underwhelming for what they could be. You know, I'm so used to each expansion, the weapons and the armor get more and more grand. Now, I mean, it looks like we're kind of going back to just bland armor. But that's just me. Sometimes people like that whole classic-y look where it wasn't so out there, where pauldrons weren't like this far out off the body, where things were kind of maintained. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, I really haven't been doing videos because I really haven't been on that much. I've leveled my Demon Hunter to 120, and I'm like, I think he's sitting at 345, something like that. I think he's almost 350, the item level 350. But I mean, I can't be bothered to keep doing world quests. Especially, they're so small of zones, but yet they're so far apart, you know, and having to climb freaking mountains and crap to get to them. But I mean, getting Exalted with Honor Bound, I think I just hit Revered the other day, so now I got to get to Exalted to get my Magar Orcs, which pretty much the only time I get any kind of honor bound experience is with the mission tables with the tokens. So yeah, I haven't really been on. So gold guides and stuff, I really haven't been on enough to figure out, oh hey, this is a great place to farm leather, or this is a great place for metal, or I just haven't been on. I'm working 5 days a week. I come home at like 7 o'clock at night. By the time I get home, I don't want to do anything. But that's that. Hope you guys enjoyed. Comment, subscribe, all that great stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.